Hello. I'm making this video for people who are like me and feeling concerned about this world that we're living in. Um, so, yeah, it's annoying AF and disturbing, all the words that we could use to describe what's happening in the United States right now. And me as a priestess, I just don't feel that what's happening in the world, politics, activist work is separate from being a priestess. It's just not separate. And so, in a way, I'm making this video because I feel concerned after seeing what's going on in California. We have here in Tennessee the governor trying to pressure the Nashville mayor, or the feds and the governor are pressuring or doing things to just come and pick up people in Tennessee. We have a lot of Hispanics here, or Latinos. And so other things, Palestine, what's going on there, and what else? Women's bodily autonomy, children being deported, U.S. citizens being deported. And I keep telling myself, it's like I'm just like when Trump won the first time, and then the second time, it's like I said my prayers, I did my spiritual work. Why is this happening? And at the end of the day, what happens in the world is just more of the same. Like this is not a special time, or we're not unique people or whatever, even though it feels horrible and terrible. It's always stuff like this happening. It's just the construct of this world. And that brings me peace. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm just going to share you the things that are kind of making a difference for me, and then I'm going to share the Odu that always comes to my mind when I get frustrated and just kind of it feels like my prayers aren't working. But then I started thinking, well, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, I never gave up on him, and all the ones, really none of them should be down there. But he's back, even though they, pun intended, got him on trumped up charges. It's like, find the good and praise it. That was the quote I told myself I was gonna just really drive home. You have to find the small wins. And it's like the universe is, the media, number one, the media is going to have us focus on whatever the media wants us focused on. I am a big fan of leftist, progressive media. And even though the ones I listen to will do a good job of sharing the truth, still, to a large extent, they're sharing what they want to share. And for sure, legacy media, mainstream media, right media, whatever, they're all just trying to take control of our minds. And I see why people say, oh, don't watch the news. But there definitely is something about the news that, hold on, I lost my train of thought. I was talking about Kimmer, found the good and prayer. Oh, yeah, so when we watch the news, it's all bad. It's all bad. But if we take the time to find, we could even start with our personal lives. Like, what are the good things that are happening? Those are the things that I want you to do. Because what's most important is that we don't let ourselves get caught up in these mental movies of just imagining the worst thing that's happening. We always have to, we don't have to imagine. All we need to do is just keep looking at the news, right? And you'll see a bunch of crap there. I wanted to say a different word, but I can't cuss. You see a whole bunch of different stuff there, right? Or bad stuff there. And so we have to really go out of our way to focus on, find the good and praise it. And so it starts in our own lives every day. What can you do? because you've got to manage how your nervous system is feeling. I'm not gonna lie, I talked to somebody the other day, family member, and by the time I finished talking to them, I was just like, I can't talk about this. They're so negative about it, I can't do it. I just can't do it. So I'm not gonna talk to that person. You know, they might say what they want to, but when we are sharing all of the doom and gloom, it's like a contagion. And I even said that. I was like, the more we share the negativity and like, this is just so bad, and that's the only thing we're saying, and we're supposed to be people who believe in a higher power? You kidding me? All you got is negative stuff to say? It becomes like a contagion. So definitely it's important to manage your nervous system and to make sure that you don't let yourself get so dysregulated that you just can't bring it back. Let's see here. What else did I want to tell y'all? Dysregulation. Oh, okay. So the other thing we have to do is find the good and praise it when it comes to things that are happening in the world. You have to find the small little good things, because if we don't, I am telling you right now, we are going to feel so despondent. It's going to be so hard. And the universe is like, I'm doing good stuff. While you sitting up here praying to me like this, begging and lighting candles, Tyrone me like that, I've been doing stuff for y'all. I've been doing stuff. So I need you to put some respect on my name. And I think the reason I brought the media up before is because they want our brains to be in a certain way. I mean, who isn't vying in this digital world to control this on you? So to a large extent, those of us who are concerned, we have to make a decision. And that decision is, I am going to stand rooted and grounded in, my faith in the higher power. And I'm gonna be courageous, and I'm gonna be brave. And we all gotta do whatever our part is, whatever we think that is. You've got to do your part at this time. And I think that people will feel less afraid the more we take action. And as spiritual women, I just don't see how we don't realize, we could do all kinds of spiritual work, but also maybe we're going to get out and go do some voter registration or whatever. I don't even know all the different ways to help, but that is important. Take some sort of action, because the old do that they just, every time I get so despondent and afraid, that comes to me is Irosu. Irosu. It's spelled with an N at the end, but the Bible that I heard talk about it says Irosu. Irosu talks about how we will have bad stuff going on, and you have to learn how to sit in it and be in it. With this Odu, there is no salvation. There is no some big thing or entity is going to come through and save us. It is learning to be with the hard times and not letting it change you. And in that regard, there's a lot of, for me, I have to go back to, I don't give a damn what these people are doing. I'm not going to be afraid, no matter what. I have my moments when I do, but then I just say, that was a moment, baby. Let's go. So that brings me peace. That brings me the ability to get out of my nervous system getting dysregulated, and makes me just say, okay, I have to be with this. I have to, the ultimate lesson in Erosu, or one of the ultimate lessons in Erosu, is that it is preparing us for something down the path. Something, we're here learning a lesson that will serve us down the path. Not the most fun, but that's just life sometimes. Sometimes you just have to understand that you've got to root yourself in your truth. You've got to understand that this is another one. I remember when my kids were younger and they would get upset and they would be like, Mama, why are you doing this? And they were little, so they might be crying or whatever. And just so frustrated. And I wouldn't try to calm them down. And, it was over something where I wasn't belittling my children or being mean or anything like that. It was just, you can't make kids just not, they got to learn how to deal with their emotions. And so I would say it's going to toughen you up. If I don't let these kinds of scenarios play out where you feel frustrated and I don't solve it for you and you've got to figure it out, you're going to struggle in the world, because the world is going to treat you worse. So I'd rather be the one having you learn these tough lessons than have the world teach it to you and they really don't care about you. Erosu is that mama right there. Erosu is like, I got to toughen you up. And on the other side, you will be better. It's that bitter medicine. I'll come back with a different Odu. I just am out here walking and thought, I got to do something. I got to make something to address all of what's going on. So I'll come back with other readings for those of y'all who want to hear them, so we can feel encouraged at this time. All right. All right, y'all take care. Peace and love.